Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching Personal Power Image Style TV. My name is Christie Ressel and I am the image consultant and style coach with Personal Power Image Consulting. And I wanted to talk to you about how to apply concealer. As of right now, you can see I haven't got any makeup on, so I am looking a little tired. My under eye circles are pretty heavy, which I know is something that a lot of women complain about. And for me in particular, if I get up close, mine are pretty dark. There's not a chance I would walk out in the street looking like this, because oftentimes I look like I've been punched in the face because of how dark my under eye circles are. And a lot of the time when I spend time with clients, the number one thing that women often don't know how to apply correctly is concealer. They either put not enough of it on or they put it in the wrong spots. The concealer that I like to use is either MAC or I like L'Oreal's True Match. MAC is quite thick and it's really creamy. But I do find it a little heavy sometimes, and depending on the consistency of your skin, whether it's really oily or dry, sometimes it can cake while it's on your face, so it's not necessarily the best. However, True Match, the L'Oreal True Match, which comes like this, this one is W123, this is mine, so sorry, it's looking a bit empty. This is for me because I have warm skin. So for those of you that have warm skin out there, you'll want to find a concealer that has a yellow base to it. And for those of you that have pink undertones or blue undertones, you'll want to find a concealer that is cooler. So L'Oreal True Match will make it a little easier, just in the sense that it's already labeled there for you. So again, I have warm skin, so I am using a warm-based concealer, and that is why it says warm 123. Sorry, and the label's kind of folding over. So the first thing about concealer is to really have a look at your eye and figure out where it is that you want to apply it. Now you can use everything from paints at MAC to cover over your eyelid, to also get rid of some of the coloring that's across your eyelid and hold your eyeshadows on better. What I like to do with concealer, or where women should apply concealer, is actually up in the corner of their eye, so up here, and then work your way downward. You don't want the concealer to go too far over to the side, because you don't, when you smile and you get the laugh lines, you don't want your concealer to press itself and get really gunky in those areas, so just be careful of that. So you can either use your ring finger when applying concealer, because it's the finger on your hand that applies the least amount of pressure, and also the natural oils in your fingers will also help apply the concealer a little bit nicer. Or of course, if you have brushes, you can use them. For myself, currently I'm using Sigma brushes at home. I love them. So I'm using their concealer brush F70 currently, and I've got it in the coral color. So what I'm going to do with L'Oreal's is I'm going to take a little bit of their concealer and I'm going to put it up into the corner of my eye and down. I'm going to have to try and do this with you guys watching me. But I'm going to use my brush, and like I said, I want to make sure I've got it up in the corner. And you can close your eye and kind of bring it across the lid as well, and it will do the same thing that paint does with MAC. And you want to make sure you get it right under the lash line, also on the bottom of your eye. But like I said, you really want to make sure that you've got it up in the corner area here too. And like I said, don't be afraid to have it go across the entire eyelid, just because it will act as a base for when you want to hold your eyeshadows on later. So it'll just really make sure that they hold in on there. So this is just one coat with the L'Oreal True Match. For me personally, I do too, just because my under eye circles are so dark, but I find this to be a fantastic concealer. So oftentimes people only need one, so it's really just going to be a personal preference for you as to what you like. So this with one coat is the difference with my eye. So it really is a very large difference. For me anyway, that's what I see. So I'm just going to do the other eye as well, just so I make sure that both of them are complete. So again, I'm going to put it up in the upper corner and all the way down. And again, I'm just going to make sure I get all of it blended in and go across the eyelid again, because I want to make sure it's the base for my eyeshadows. And right under the lash line all the way across. And again, if for women out there, especially moms, if you're on a really tight schedule, or working moms especially, you know, brushes are great, but your finger oftentimes will be much faster, because you can smooth it over your skin much easier. Yeah, so you can use those too. And like I said, make sure that most of the product stays on the inner portion of your eye and not the outer, because again, when you start laughing and so on, you don't want all the makeup to crease here on the outside. Okay. Alright, so I am all set on my eyes. So as you can see, I'm all covered up and so on. Like I said, for me, I can still see a little bit of it, so I usually like to use two two coatings just because my eye circles are a little bit darker than most. But this will do the trick for most people. So just remember that you want to make sure that your concealer goes up into the upper corner, just because that's where a lot of the half moon circles start for most people. It's where it becomes a little bit darker to begin with, because most often women just start from here and then they kind of work down. And again, you want to make sure you go up in here first to start off with. So those are my concealer tips. Stay tuned for more style tips. Take care.